My name is Eleanor Whitmore. I am 46 years old, and until 3 months ago, I believed I had complete control over my life. For 22 years, I was married to a man named Charles Whitmore. To the world, he was the devoted husband. Calm, gentle, supportive. People admired him. They said, "Eleanor is powerful, but Charles keeps her grounded." They believed we were balanced. They were wrong. I built my empire from nothing. At 24, I started a small logistics company with 2 rented trucks and a borrowed office desk. By 35, I owned half the distribution network across 3 states. By 40, my company was valued at over $1 billion. Everyone congratulated Charles. "He must be so proud," they said. Proud. I never realized how comfortable he had become, living in the shadow of my success, while quietly building another life behind my back. The diagnosis came on a rainy Tuesday. Stage 4, leukemia. Aggressive. The doctor spoke carefully, like each word might break me. 3 to 4 months without advanced treatment, perhaps 6 with intensive care. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I asked about paperwork. He looked confused. I walked out of that hospital knowing 2 things. I was dying, and Charles would not inherit a single dollar. The truth about him came to me by accident, as betrayal often does. That morning, before the hospital appointment, Charles had rushed upstairs, leaving his phone unlocked on the kitchen counter. It buzzed once. A notification previewed across the screen. "Don't forget Emma's recital tonight. She'll be disappointed again." Emma. We had one son, Daniel. He was 21, studying engineering abroad. Emma was not my daughter. My fingers moved before my mind caught up. I opened the message thread. Photos. Hundreds of them. Charles standing beside a young girl with dark curls and bright eyes. A woman around my age holding his arm. Vacations, birthdays, a lake property I purchased for him 5 years ago as an anniversary gift. I scrolled up. 18 years of conversations. 18. My stomach turned cold. When I asked my private investigator to work discreetly, I expected an affair. What I discovered was a parallel family. The woman's name was Catherine Doyle. She had worked as a junior accountant in my company nearly 2 decades ago. She resigned shortly after giving birth to a daughter, Emma Whitmore. Charles's last name. DNA confirmed it within days. Charles had been funding them through shell accounts disguised as consulting payments. The lake house was legally under Catherine's name. Tuition for Emma's elite private academy? $95,000 annually. My money. The profit margins I calculated at midnight. The contracts I negotiated while Charles told the press he supported me emotionally. I went home from the hospital pretending nothing was wrong. Charles hugged me, asking what the doctor said. "Just exhaustion," I replied. He looked relieved. I studied him carefully that night. 22 years of marriage, shared struggles, shared celebrations, and all of it had been a performance. The next morning, I called my attorney. Not just any attorney. Marcus Hale had handled every major acquisition of my company. Loyal, discreet. When I placed my medical report and the investigation file on his desk, he went silent. "I want an irrevocable trust," I said. He nodded slowly. "All of my assets transfer into a protected foundation. The only direct heir will be my biological grandchild." He raised an eyebrow. "Daniel isn't married." "He will be someday. And when he has a child, confirmed by DNA, that child inherits everything at 28. And until then, you manage it. No distributions, no loans, no exceptions." "And Charles?" "Charles receives nothing beyond what is legally unavoidable." Marcus leaned back. "He won't contest it?" "He can try." I smiled for the first time in weeks. Make it bulletproof. Over the next month, I watched Charles transform into the model husband. He cooked. He canceled trips. He insisted on second opinions from specialists abroad. He even cried at night when he thought I was asleep. Sometimes I almost pitied him. But then I would remember Emma's birthday photos taken at the lake house I thought was ours. 2.5 months passed. I grew weaker. Charles grew more attentive. Catherine grew more confident. She even visited once under the excuse of company matters, bringing Emma along. Emma walked through my living room like she was measuring it. Teenagers don't hide greed well. 3 weeks later, I signed the final trust documents. 1 week after that, I passed away quietly at home. Charles sobbed publicly. At the funeral, he held Daniel tightly. Cameras captured every tear. But grief fades quickly when money is involved. 6 weeks after my death, Charles and Catherine appeared together at Marcus Hale's office. They brought